Limb Preservation Foundation.
Advancing research. Supporting care.
Enhancing lives.
For 30 years.
For 30 years.
I was diagnosed back in 1991, which means I have been, as of 2016, cancer-free for 25 years. They did an x-ray and they saw a cloud kind of over the distal femur. And he said, I think you need to go see Ross Wilkins.
The Limb Preservation Foundation was founded in 1986. It was at a time when we were establishing our clinical group to take care of patients with limbs in jeopardy. Initially it was cancer, threatening cancers, but it quickly evolved into patients having limb preservation issues with other problems like infection and trauma.
I was diagnosed with osteogenic sarcoma in my right knee. So it's a type of bone cancer. And so my limb salvage procedure is actually on Halloween Day.
And in those days, the standard surgery was an amputation and chemotherapy, and most of those patients died.
He saw an issue way back 30 years ago where he didn't like the disparity he saw and said, I need to do something about this. And so he did something, but he didn't stop. There was more that he could do.
It was evident that we needed a multi-specialty team of medical people and specialists, but also we needed a network to help those patients in other ways, financially, educationally, logistically, and that's really the origin of the Limb Preservation Foundation. I think the important thing we've learned is that things are possible. When I started this, 90% of these kids died without a limb. And now over 90% live and over 90% keep their limbs.
The foundation has a very powerful platform that can be utilized in so many different arenas to advance not only the medical research and treatment protocols, but how do we incorporate the whole person into the treatment?
I had a ski accident back in December of 2012. I'm sure I should have just fallen down, but just thought, okay, I'll hang in there and see what happens. And when I fell, my ski went into the snow and my leg just twisted. And just like you'd wring out a towel, and everything below my knee shattered. Developed a massive infection in my leg, and as a result, my orthopedic surgeon in Aspen sent me immediately to see Dr. Wilkins and the Limb Preservation Foundation, which I'm very grateful for.
Maury had a very, very, very severe ski accident, and in fact, a miracle that he still has a limb.
It just so happens 24 hours earlier, my father had passed away. So I knew my decision had to be either I save my leg or I go to my dad's funeral. And I remember right before he put me under, Dr. Wilkins said, Maury, I promise you this, when you wake up, you're going to have your leg.
Orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, infectious disease, without that coordinated team that literally communicate on a daily basis, his success would have not been very good, and he probably would have lost his leg.
I feel very fortunate. I don't believe there's too many places across the country that does what the Limb Preservation Foundation does in supporting patients.
Not only have we developed pretty sophisticated patient assistance programs and scholarship programs, but we've also been involved with really groundbreaking research in all these areas as far as bone healing and infection and cancer treatment, and it's really been a great endeavor. And in the future, it's regenerative medicine, it's stem cells, it's regrowing parts, it's getting parts to heal that have never healed before. I mean, it's really, really exciting, and that's the future.
So I was 13 years old. I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It's become such a part of my life now that I don't really have a memory for what life was before. And it's kind of sad to say, but yeah, it's just a part of me, it's who I am. Prednisone is just a steroid that is a big part of treatment. I was starting to get really achy and kind of like popping in my 2 knees, and my hip. And we ended up finding out that I got avascular necrosis, which is caused from the steroid. It basically kills the bone, so I ended up needing a hip replacement, full hip replacement, and I'm waiting for a transplant on my left knee of cartilage from a donor bank. With the Limb Foundation, just like specializing in just what's happening to my bones right now, it's been amazing. So it was just kind of a whole bunch of chaos, but with their support we were able to kind of remove some of the at-home chaos of just daily life.
The system of direct care and assistance to the patient, and then education to not only the lay community but the medical community, and then this idea that we can actually fund groundbreaking research, I think it's a model for other programs. It makes people whole. It helps their families, it gives them back their health, and it works, but you need a community. So I would urge people to get involved, to have passion.
There's people there that didn't even know you before and are giving you support just because of your situation, and they care.
To see somebody who's gone through it and then on the other side gives you hope.
Embracing life is exactly how I look at life today. I'm very fortunate to have my leg, having a loving family, and living in a beautiful place. I'm grateful for all of that.
I think it's a very special foundation that is not going to stop. There's a mission that can go beyond even when I'm no longer here and Dr. Wilkins is no longer here. You know, there's a mission to carry it on that, you know, nobody who's diagnosed with life or limb-threatening disease needs to be alone and go through this alone, that there's people out there that have done it and can support you through your journey, whatever it looks like.